Cultist here. In this video I want to discuss the Winds of Magic rework in Warhammer 3, highlighting both its positives and negatives. So in Warhammer 3 we have a magic reserve bar to the right side of the army panel, ranging from 20 to 100 base Winds of Magic reserves, which can be increased through certain skills or traits depending on your race and faction. Some races, like the demon monogods, have a mechanic tied to their army's Winds of Magic reserves. Having 80% of the reserves filled grants a buff, while below 40% grants a debuff. In comparison, Warhammer 2 always had a base amount of Winds of Magic that would increase or decrease based on the region your army was in. And the way you increased your Winds of Magic further was through followers, traits, skills and unique landmarks. But in Warhammer 2, during battles, there was an artificial funnel where no matter how much Winds of Magic you had, you could only use up to 30 before having to wait for it to recharge. Warhammer 3 does this better, where it lets you recharge up to the amount of Winds of Magic you had in reserve. This would potentially not waste your time recharging Winds of Magic. However, the downside to Warhammer 3's system is that you can only increase your Winds of Magic up to your reserves capacity. And for many factions, reserves capacity doesn't go above 110, which means the magic system reaches its full potential very early on in your campaigns. Warhammer 2's system, in contrast, often required constant searching for more ways to increase your Winds of Magic, and you could almost never reach its full potential. Moreover, all traits, followers and skills from Warhammer 2 that used to increase wins were converted into increase for when increasing wins reserves. I find this to be extremely dumb, as you can get it to increase by insane amounts. And considering you can only have a maximum of Winds of Magic reserve capacity up to a certain point, most races and factions having up to 110 Winds reserves capacity, you can completely fill this in 1 or 2 turns, which makes the mechanic almost non-existent. You do not need to interact in any way, shape or form. Not to mention that some factions, predominantly demon factions, have a victory reward that gives them a passive 30 Winds of Magic increase to their Winds of Magic capacity per turn, making their unique mechanics based on reserves completely worthless, or rather completely non-interactive, as you will always have full capacity. In Warhammer 2 you were incentivized to always be looking for more ways of increasing your Winds of Magic. In Warhammer 3 this was stripped away for simplicity in a rather unengaging way. The fact that all of the followers and skills from Warhammer 2 got a percent in front of their amount of Winds of Magic they used to provide just tells you that they are there as a placeholder. The mechanic is half-baked at best and needs more looking into. My opinion is that it should be reworked, rather reverted to how Warhammer 2 used to be, where traits, followers, skills and landmarks provide Winds of Magic reserve capacity, or find another equally engaging way to interact with the magic system. For instance, traits and followers could give Winds of Magic mastery, increasing spell strength, or decreases to spell cost and cooldown. These are my thoughts on the Winds of Magic, and as you can see, I'm not very pleased with the system. Please let me know your thoughts on the Winds of Magic rework, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. And until next time.